Hey guys, No Best Drummer, back here with part 11, I think. Yeah, part 11 of my Contempt of Court Let's Play. We are in the final trial segment. We have Vex Vulper. He revealed himself to be impersonating Titus Crump. The real Titus Crump is already dead. So, he's about to give testimony about why he's not the killer. So, let's just go for it. Crump was already dead. All I did was disguise myself as him. There's no proof I did kill him, Besides, traces of my identity weren't found during the investigation, right? There you go! You have no proof whatsoever that it was me who killed Grossberg. Besides, if it was revenge I wanted, I would have gone after Vinny Boy himself. Vix Voper, you always were one for technicalities and loopholes. But I'm telling the truth, I'm afraid so. Evidence is everything in a court of law. Innocent until proven guilty, righty boy. Then why in my client's case is it the opposite? You may begin the cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Sorry, Dad, all I did was disguise myself. Okay. Why exactly did you impersonate Crump? I think doing something like that is suspicious enough. I'm not saying anything until you prove I had anything to do with this case. That's probably what I should be doing right now. But I know you did it. I'm not saying anything. Okay, alright, so he's not going to say anything. I'm gonna assume that, like, if I press anything, he's just gonna say nothing. Obviously, you would have been careful not to leave any behind. That's not solid enough basis to support your claim, righty boy. You need evidence. Besides, I'm not saying anything. Okay, alright, fuck you. Fuck you, man. Ugh. I'm gonna have to hope that that trial segment gave me some life back, because if it didn't, I'm fucked. I would say, actually, that the card proves it. Because I remember last time, not last time, I don't remember what part it was, but if you guys remember, I turned my head, like, to the left, and I looked at it, and it looks like it kind of says Vex, so I'm going to try this. The witness's statement is clearly faulty, Your Honor. I am sorry, but I can see nothing faulty. Unfortunately, I will have to penalize you, Mr. Wright. Oh, fuck, I don't have health. Okay, so I'm gonna have to check the goddamn guide again. Okay, I'm back. I was on the right track. I just presented the card to the wrong statement. So it's actually this part. But this is ridiculous, because look at this. There's no proof I did kill him, right? Besides. And then, there you go, you have no proof whatsoever that it was me who killed Grossberg. Those are basically the same thing. Then again, I did present it to this part. So, that is my fault, but I don't know. This game is just driving me up the wall. Celebrating so soon, Vex Vulper? Aha, don't tell me you think you've actually found something. Well, what if I said yes? Then I'd laugh in your face at the fact that you're trying to bluff something like this. You think I'm bluffing? Then take a look at this. That card! Did you find out what the word on it used to say, Mr. Wright? I think I've just this second figured it out, Your Honor. You have? This word could very well be the killer's name. Huh? Well, don't leave us all in the dark, Mr. Wright. What do the markings on this playing card represent? You brother. I will now connect these broken lines to see if the markings mean what I think. What's taking you so long, Mr. Wright? Do you have a pen, Your Honor? Oh, Let me see here. Hey, you with the spiky hair. Mr. Wrong, was it? Yes? No. My name's not Mr. Wrong. Can I ask you something while His Honor finds a pen? Sure. Why are you still defending Vinny Boy? Why? Because he didn't do it. You and I need to have a few words later. What is this guy talking about? Here you go, Mr. Wright. Will green do? Green will be just fine, thank you. Now then, let me just connect these broken lines. Now, Your Honor. Look at this. But this tells us absolutely nothing. It may appear that way at first, but you're holding it the wrong way. Turn the car on its side and have another look. Now what does it say? It says Vex! Exactly. Now, does that name sound familiar, witness? Ah, fuck. Shit. Why else would Mr. Grossberg write the word Vex on this card? Because you were the one who killed him. What? That's ridiculous. Why would he write my name if I wasn't even there? He knew it was you all along, not Vincenzo. Order! Order! So this is what the victim really wrote on this playing card. The defense is saying that the victim recognized his killer as Vex Volper? Precisely, Your Honor. The defense therefore concludes from this fact that Vex Volper is the killer. Oh, am I now? Yes, you are. I just proved it with evidence. No, you didn't. What do you mean, I didn't? It was an admirable effort, I'll give you that. But there's one little detail you've forgotten about. What detail? Now I know nothing about the crime firsthand, what with me not even being there and all. But I'm arriving to the conclusion that the killer wore a mask, But you wore a mask of Titus Crumb, the same material as the Vincenzo mask in the court record. Are you trying to say these two masks are unrelated? No, that's not it. Let's say, for example, that I did wear the Vinny mask and killed Grody Burger. How could he have recognized me? How could he, Exactly! How could he have known it was me under that mask? That explanation needs a little more cowbell, if you get my drift. Cowbell? What is he talking about? I hate to admit it, but you do have a point, Mr. Volper. How did the victim recognize his killer? He couldn't. Ergo, I am innocent. Fuck you. You could have removed your mask before you killed him. Nuh-uh. Why would I do that? To show him who the real killer was before he died. And your evidence to support this would be? Exactly. You have nothing. You could have spoken to him in your real voice before he died. What have I just said? Evidence, righty boy, evidence. Oh, I hate this guy. No, I love this guy. I can't believe that creep is still denying it. I can't believe he's getting away with the evidence is everything principle. Well, he was a prosecutor. He'd know all about those tricks. True, but he's a known murderer. The verdict should be unanimous. How is he getting away with all of this? Mr. Wright, do you have evidence supporting any of your claims? How could the judge be swayed to Volper's side so easily? Never mind that now. I have to stay on the offensive. Yes, Your Honor. The defense has proof. I have no idea where I'm going with this. Are you for real? Very well. Very well. If Volper really is the killer, how did the victim know it was him under the mask? Not sure. I don't want to look at the guide again. I know I keep saying that, but like, I want to figure this out on my own, but I can't because it's just so confusing. It's so confusing. What the fuck is going on? I'd say it might be the playing card because, you know, it could be the Enigmium card from before. But, like, I don't know. Okay. Let me look at profiles, actually. Well, because, I mean, they don't have the same eyes. I guess that could be it. But I don't think that's it. Okay, I'm gonna check the guide. Okay. It is the playing card. I was on the right track, but not for what I was thinking. So, let's just go. I believe we already know about the word on the card, Mr. Wright. I'm not talking about the word on the card, Your Honor. I'm talking about what's on the back. What are these blue glowing rings? These rings were picked up when Detective Snow accidentally set the card down in some spilt luminol. Wait, hold that card still for a sec. There's something on the back of it. Huh? What are these? Blue glowing rings? Oh, I know what happened. I spilled some of the bloody luminol on the table, then I must have put the card down in it. So these rings were drawn with blood? Well, they weren't there before I sprayed the luminol. Since the rings of blood weren't visible before the luminol touched them, we can assume the killer knew what they meant and took extra care with wiping them away. Interesting, but how do these rings implicate Vulper in particular? Remember the commotion about the contact lenses? Ah, I think I'm beginning to understand. Vulper, your crumb disguise was flawless except for one tiny problem. Your eyes were the wrong color. And as I was talking to you in the detention center yesterday, you let slip that tiny problem. Grr, I did forget those stupid contacts. Oops. Ah. You were planning on wearing blue contact lenses to complete your crump disguise. Who's to say you wore them? Who's to say you wore them with your Vincenzo disguise too? Ugh. Your red eyes. The red rings Mr. Grossberg left on this card. If this doesn't prove you're the killer, I don't know what does. Ah! Do you know this place? Isn't this where that murder occurred 5 years ago? Yes, and as fitting as a place as any for your death, sir. Sir? You! It can't be! Goodbye, sir. You... Now I know who you are. How could you... Vulper! That is all, Your Honor. Huh? What's that on Vulper's forehead beneath his hair? Is that a oh, okay, so it wasn't snow. I really thought it was going to be snow, but I guess not. Is that a scar? Why does this sound so familiar to me? What's wrong, Nick? Have you noticed a scar on Vulper's forehead? I see it. But what's the deal? It just looks familiar, like I've heard of it before. Wait a minute. A scar across the forehead. You see, roughly a year before my final trial took place, I was foolish enough to try and pursue White by myself. He somehow knew I was onto him. So, being the coward he was, he sent an assassin. Probably some underling who was forced to work with him. I managed to escape with my life, but the assassin drew a nasty scar across my face. Luckily, I managed to take the knife and return the favor. Return the favor? Yes, I managed to graze the assassin's face also. With the scar across his forehead, if my memory serves me. No, it can't be. Well then, I think it's time to move on. Your Honor, may I please ask Mr. Vulper a question? A question? About what, pray tell? This has to be some sort of freaky coincidence, but I have to know. It may be relevant to the case. Vulper, may I ask you how you got that scar? What scar? I think you know what scar, the one on your forehead. Oh, that scar. What's it got to do with you anyway, Spiky? Are you going to answer my question or not? Not. Mr. Wright, is your question even relevant to the case? It may be the most important question of the case, Your Honor. If my suspicions are correct, this question may lead us to the truth behind everything. Interesting, Mr. Vulper. Will you please answer the defense's query? No. No? Nobody's ever said no to me before. The less you say about that, the happier we'll all be, Your Honor. Well then, if you won't answer me, Vulper, I'll answer for you. Answer for me? Ha! You know nothing. We'll see, shall we? Does the name Red White ring any bells? Ugh! Don't ever say that name to me again. Yipes, that touched a nerve. Red White, the CEO of Blue Corp. That cowardly scumbag. Yeah, I know who he is. Not directly, but I've heard of his reputations. I could have sworn from his reaction that he's trying to hide something. My suspicions are right about him being the assassin who tried to kill Vincenzo. The Vulper should be acquainted with White much more than he's letting on. Vex Vulper. What now? Your Honor, the defense has reason to believe that Vex Vulper is, or was, acquainted with Red White. You dare to even... What are you doing, Nick? If I can prove that Vulper was somehow acquainted with Red White, it would prove that he was the assassin sent to kill Vincenzo 6 years ago. Whoa, pretty creepy coincidence if you ask me. I know I'm not wrong. Vex Vulper, have you ever heard of the story of how Vincenzo acquired his scar? Why would I even care? 1 year prior to his last trial, he tried to uncover Red White's dark secrets independently. White somehow caught onto this and sent an assassin to silence Vincenzo for good. What's this got to do with me? The defense has reason to believe that this assassin was you. What? You dare even suggest that I serve someone like him? There is a possibility that you had to serve him. Well, Red White is the king of blackmail, so I'm gonna say blackmail. I agree with you, Vulper. Nobody wants to do anything for somebody like Red White. Take Mr. Grossberg, for instance. The victim? He was being blackmailed by White 2 years ago. He had no choice. He had to cooperate. Now, I think the reason why you are denying it so much is that you were being blackmailed by White too. Huh? Me? Perhaps you were forced to take orders from White because he had some destructive info on you. So you were one day forced to assassinate Vincenzo. That's how you got that scar. Prove it! Prove it? You say Tidy Whitey's had some destructive info on me. What was it? Oh boy, not this again. I don't have that kind of proof. You were one of Red White's blackmail victims? Well, that's what Righty Boy here seems to think. But it's all baseless conjecture. Baseless! My scar's only a few weeks old! Mr. Wright, I'm afraid some sort of proof is required for a basis this strong. But I don't have anything to prove something like this. Is this it? Is it over? I can't answer the one question that may very well be the foundation of this entire case? Mr. Wright, we are waiting for your answer. Of course, Your Honor. The evidence to connect Red White to Vex Vulper is...
Objection.
Not so fast, you little weasel! Brisbane. Ah, Brisbane, you're just in time to see Righty Boy crumble and Vinny Boy convicted. Ugh, feeling pleased with yourself, Vulper? You could say that. Nice of you to be such a sport about it. Or are you people just coming to your senses and realizing that I didn't kill anyone? Now, Your Honor, I'd like to resume my sentence for the murder of Jack Crane and get out of... I'm not done yet. What do you mean you're not done yet? Mr. Wrong. Yes? Catch. What's this? A blackmail file? This is the answer you've been trying to bluff that you had. Where did you get that? Oh dear, is somebody losing their cool? Well, you're about to lose much more than just that, because this file was found in Titus Crump's house. Mr. Brisbane, where have you been since the recess? Well, this file didn't just appear in my hands. I couldn't calm down in the prosecutor's lobby in time, so I used the time to go back to Crump's Manor and search some more. I knew there was something the police had overlooked. What are you trying to prove, Brisbane? That you're the murderer! Brisbane's on our side now? I don't think he's doing it for us. For him, this is personal. This evidence, this is one of Red White's blackmail files. He had files like this for every one of his blackmail victims. This one in particular I found, hidden in Crump's mansion. Now I wonder how it got there. This undoubtedly proves Vulper killed the witness if this file was found in his house. I also found this, page 2 of the DT2 file. The second page. How on earth did Vulper get his hands on that? What if a murder? It's a lucky charm. It seems to detail the killer's motive for murdering Jack Crane. Why was it so important for Vulper to steal this? Now, getting back to the blackmail file. I bet you're all dying to know what our little friend here did that was so bad. Red White just had to take a note of. No, don't say it. You dare! Vex Vulper. Used to fabricate evidence in his trials. It's not true! What? It was all to keep his perfect win record. He'd do anything to maintain it. This. And add it to the record, Judge. Now! Done! Let's take a closer look at the file for a moment. Oh my god. ID number 666. That's as subtle as like a truck, bro. White must have had files like this for everybody he blackmailed. And it's official. There's a Blue Corp insignia at the bottom. ID number 666. Wow, he must have blackmailed a lot of people. This picture of Vulper attached to the file. Is this the picture that was missing from the DT2 case file? Hold on. That would explain why we couldn't find Grossberg's picture in the file either. Nick, this picture. Isn't there something weird about it? I see it too. Vulper's fringe has been put back, showing the scar underneath. That clinches it. Bah, so what if I was blackmailed by White? It doesn't prove I was sent to kill Venny Boy. As I've just said, I got my scar a few weeks ago. Are you actually suggesting it's over 6 years old? That's exactly what I'm suggesting. Now we have the proof. This photograph of you attached to the blackmail file was taken directly from the DT2 case file. It was taken from what? And if you look closely at your picture, there's an object on your forehead. Your scar, perhaps? That's just hair. Oh, really? Then you'd have no problems if we were to make an enlargement of the photo. That won't be necessary. Prove that photo is 6 years old. Ugh, will he ever give up? Very well. This particular part of the file proves your scar to be 6 years old. I can check how old he is now. 24, yeah. This could be your age. Look here. Mr. Vulper's age? Yes, Your Honor. And if Vulper is approximately 30 years old here and now, this makes him 24 years old in this photograph. In other words, this file and photograph were organized 1 year before Vincenzo's final trial. Meaning, it proves your scar was from the attempted assassination of Vincenzo. No, it doesn't! This is too much for my fragile mind to comprehend. Mr. Vulper happened to be an assassin working for Red White and tried to murder the defendant under his orders? Yes, Your Honor, for you see, my client stated that he fought back against his attacker, leaving a scar across the latter's forehead. It can't be a coincidence. The attacker had to be Vex Vulper. And this is strengthened by the fact that White had a blackmail file on him. I'm impressed, Mr. Wright. Not as stupid as you may appear. Not at all. Thanks? When this picture was taken, Vulper had his fringe up. In fact, I remembered something. He only ever put his fringe down when Cicatrice was around. To hide my scar from him? Don't play dumb, just admit it already! Oh. What's so funny? Oh man, and here I was thinking I was in trouble. What? So maybe I falsified evidence and did dirty work for White 7 years ago. So what? How is that important now? Well, what about your scar? Revenge for my scar? Get real. I'd have killed him then and there if that was the case. Ugh, well, what about avenging your perfect win record? Nice try. If so, why would I have waited 5 years to do so? It's simple. You were in prison for 3 years until White broke you out. And how would you know that? I hate this guy! Righty boy. Think before you open your pie hole in the future, will ya? I can't think. I can't think of any other possible motives for murder. Think, Phoenix. Think like you've never thunk before. Why else would Vulper be here right now? I can't think of any other... Had a motive. Huh? That voice. Something he wanted. Something he'd kill for. Mia! Something he wanted, something he'd kill for. The court record, Phoenix. Something there can help you. The court record. As confuzzled as I am by all this, a definitive motive has yet to be proven to the court. You're wasting your time, Your Honor. You all are. Mr. Wrong, motive, now! Vulper's motive for murder. What did he have to gain from all this killing? What was he after? Your Honor, I have the evidence. You do? Good, now present it! Does Brisbane know the evidence himself? I didn't have a motive, I already told you. I've got you now, Vulper. I hope. Please tell us, Mr. Wright. Present the evidence to explain Mr. Vulper's ulterior motive. The card. Is that your best shot, righty boy? Yes, it is. What? 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 What the f... Is that not it? He wanted the card. Mr. Wright, is your head screwed on today? Well, I sure hope so. Let me help you tighten it up. Okay, well... That is ridiculous. Hold on. That's ridiculous, dude. Okay, I'm back. And I was on the right track. It is technically the card, but I have to present this, which is fucking ridiculous. I'm sorry. I'm so mad at that. I had to go through so much of the game because I forgot to save. But, like, this card, this should count. This shit should count. Oh my god, I'm so fucking annoyed. Okay. Sorry, I'm losing my cool right now. Like, I understand why. I get it. I understand why. But it's literally the fucking playing card. Okay, whatever. Page 2 of the DT2 incident. Yes, Your Honor. I feel Vulper had a reason for this file being in his possession. This particular part of the DT2 file outlines the murderers, you, Vex Vulper, Moldiv, to obtain the valuable element enigmium from the victim for the sole purpose of its riches. Now, who's to say that wasn't your motive this time, too? So what I'm saying, Vex Vulper, is that you killed Grossberg and Crump for the purpose of tracking down the current owner of the enigmium. Grah! Order! Order! Order, I say! Mr. Vulper was continuing his search for the... Enigmium, Your Honor. Yes, that is what the defense is saying. So Vulper went on a one-man hunt for the owner of the precious treasure, and stopped at nothing to kill anyone he suspected of possessing it. Ugh. Grah! Do you know this place? I'm sorry, my boy. I'm afraid I don't. Well, in any case, I asked you to come here to do me a favor. Of course, anything for you, Vinny. But please, could we move somewhere warmer? A friend of mine is a lawyer, and he needs the enigmium for this case of his. The enigmium? The lucky charm for the DT2 case? Do you have it? Well, no, I don't, but I know who does. You do? Who? I can't say, my boy. I've been sworn to secrecy. But you know who I am, right? Yes, Vinny, but I'm sorry, I cannot tell you. I see. Wait, this place... isn't this where that murder occurred 5 years ago? Yes, and as fitting a place as any for your death, sir. Sir? You! It can't be! Goodbye, sir. Well done, Mr. Wright. Not too shabby. But do you know who does own the enigmium right now? The current owner of the enigmium? Somebody must have taken possession of it since the trial. Somebody Vulper hasn't targeted yet. Somebody who is still alive and has the enigmium. You want me to name the person? You're the defense attorney. Let me get my facts together for a moment. The enigmium for the DT2 case winds up missing. Vulper visited everybody involved with DT2 and killed them when he turned up empty-handed. Wait a minute. Something didn't sound right in what I just thought. Are the defense and prosecution saying somebody from DT2 owns the enigmium? Yes, Your Honor. Vulper's plan was to find the person from DT2 who now owns the medal, and killed anyone from whom he returned empty-handed. And I am about to announce the owner's name. You are? Very well, Mr. Wright, but a guess like this is not to be taken lightly, and as such a large penalty awaits your wrong answer. Understood, Your Honor. Hope I'm right about this. You tell us, Mr. Wright, which person currently has possession of the enigmium? Okay, first of all, I'm gonna save. Just so I don't have to deal with this bullshit again. Okay. It's Brisbane. He is the only person who hasn't been checked for the card, and he got hit with it in the eye, so... I was just thinking, Crump and Grossberg were the only ones involved with the case who were killed, yes? Yes, we have heard this. Then that means 2 people from DT2 weren't tried by Vulper. 2? Detective Robert Snow and Prosecutor Earl Brisbane. Now, there is a way to find out which of these 2 men is the one with the enigmium. Using this. Using... What? What? Huh? Yeah, I'm gonna look at the guide for this one. Okay, it's in this file. Wait. Nope. Not that one. It's this one. Okay. The enigmiums, but it is thought to be in the defendant's possession. I should have read this, dude. I'm so sorry, guys. I am just done with this trial. I'm just so done. Hopefully, the Haunted Turnabout, the next case is better than this in terms of gameplay. In terms of story, this one is pretty good. It's pretty good. But, God damn it, the gameplay is so bad. Okay. If we look at this file, it states that the enigmium is thought to be in the defendant's possession. The defendant? You mean Vincenzo Cicatrice? No, Your Honor. The defendant of the DT2 trial. Earl Brisbane. You had it all along? Well done, Mr. Wright. It's true, it was passed on to me. You? It's rightfully mine, you little weasel. Prove that you have it! Look familiar? It's true. What I've been looking for 5 years is right there. Now, I've been doing some thinking this past hour. If you're not willing to fess up and spill the truth, maybe a little reward will make you think otherwise. Reward? What are you talking about? You mean, Judge, I have a special request to make. What kind of special request? There seems to be only one effective way to get Vulper to spill everything. The Enigmium. What? Nick, what's going on? He's gonna give Mr. Vulper the Enigmium in return for the truth? And freedom. Freedom? What? Mr. Brisbane, I have never heard of something so... Grant my request, Judge. Very well. Why is the judge agreeing? What are you thinking, Brisbane? You're seriously gonna give me that card and let me waltz off scot-free? I'm not complaining, but are you mad? Just tell us the truth and you can leave with this card. Use your time to escape from the damn country for all I care. Just get out of my sight after you've confessed. I give you my word, I'll let you have the card. Deal! It's true. I've been working for Red White for a year to keep that secret quiet. I've been hiding away abroad these past few years. I returned last week for my revenge. Firstly, I broke into Titus Crump's house and killed him when I didn't find the Enigmium. I hid the body in the secret room I happened to stumble across. Then a week later, I sent a letter to Grodyberger's office. I knew he couldn't refuse. When we met at Verglass Bridge, I donned a Vinny disguise and asked him for the Enigmium. When he refused to tell me who had it, I killed him too. While I was at it, I thought to frame Vinny Boy as a bonus. I would then later masquerade as the late Crump to create a solid witness against him. The reason I did all this? The Enigmium, in revenge for ruining my perfect record. I believe this is a first, a straightforward confession. As much as I disapprove of your special request, Mr. Brisbane, I'm surprised at how effective it has been. Just cross-examination him wrong. Oh, and add this to the record. Done. True, it was an effective way of getting him to spill the beans. But Enigmium and freedom? Time to find out more about his confession, and uncover every little detail. Hold on, I'll be right back, guys. Alright, I'm back. Okay. How did he find out about your fabrications? Trust me, if I knew, I'd tell you. One day I entered my office to find him sitting there at my desk. Said he knew of what I was up to, and if I didn't want it going public, I'd have to work for him. How so? Did a few dirty jobs for him for a couple of months. Till the day I was ordered to take out a certain defense attorney. Vincenzo. He almost uncovered a wide end of secrets. To be honest, I wish he actually did. But if I let him live, my secret would have been leaked to the media. Then we had that scuffle and gave each other deep scars. How did you get out of prison? He helped. A few months after DT2, he went through the trouble of releasing me. And with his contacts, made sure no news of my escape was made public. Officially, and as far as the rest of the world was concerned, I was still locked away. So that's why nobody was aware that you escaped. Precisely, and I even got White to send an anonymous note of demotion to the police. For Detective Snow's sacking. That's why Snow's been out of work all this time. Which country were you hiding in? England. I went under a false name for years in the case of my name being recognized. So it's no good asking around for info of places I've been, shops I've purchased from. I see. And when exactly did you return to this country? Oh, about 2 weeks ago. My plan formulated in the first week. You broke in? It was the middle of the night. I managed to slip my way in through a back window. I found Crump asleep in a chair in his living room. Poor fool must have dozed off. I knew he wouldn't be the one from DT2 with the Enigmium, but my visit to him was a very special one. My first revenge killing. Revenge for the cause of my first penalty. The penalty that scarred me so much. Von Karma Deja... Why did I say Devu? Von Karma Deja Vu much? I couldn't get all the blood out of the chair, so I covered it with a sheet. It would have had to do since it was too heavy to dispose of in Verglass Gorge. Too heavy to dispose of in the gorge? In that case, how did you dispose of the body? I hid the body in the secret room and I had to do some of the glass. You happened to come across the secret room? Yep. I wasn't that worried about the body being discovered anyway. Well, with Nivelle only having a population of about 20. But lo and behold, I knocked over that hideous bust and a doorway opened. You hid it in the secret room? But what about when me and Maya stumbled upon the room? We didn't see or smell a corpse. Floorboards, my boy, floorboards. There's a small rocky cavity underneath the floor. I guess that explains it, and why we found that bloodstain. But wait, how come we couldn't smell a week-old corpse? I made sure it didn't make a smell. I'm not stupid. I wrapped it up in a body bag I had on standby. Ah, thanks. Well, what about yesterday when you ran from the courthouse? I was afraid of being caught, so I ran back to the mansion and brought the body out. If everybody saw the body, they wouldn't search for me. I was dragging the body towards the doorway when... Police! We have you surrounded! They were on to me. So I dropped the body, stuffed the Vinnie mask scraps into the cabinet, and ran out the back. After you disposed of Crump, Mr. Grossberg was next? Yep. Then a week later, I sent a Groody for his house. He couldn't refuse? I signed it Vinnie. He knew who Vinnie was. I knew he'd like nothing better than meeting with his precious Vincenzo Cicatrice. I would have signed it Vincenzo Cicatrice if I knew how to spell it. Where did you get that Vinnie mask? I made it myself. You made this? Sure did. Impressive piece of work, huh? This is the reason for that 7-day gap between Crumbs and Grossberg's deaths. But I guess I forgot Vinnie Boy's face in all those 5 years. You put the scar on the wrong side of the face. Got it in one. No wonder Grossberg smelled a rat. Anyway, I asked him for the enigmium. When he refused to tell me who had it, I killed him too. But why kill Grossberg? He did nothing to you. No, Righty Boy, he didn't. But a plan formed in my head. Vinnie Boy was the one who caused my grief. I was thinking about setting after him next. But then I thought, why not make him suffer? By killing his mentor and best friend? Indeed. After I did the deed, I left that playing card next to the body. Think of it as a mock commemoration of DT2. But as I was walking away, I looked over and found him writing something on the card. Vex. To make him suffer rather than killing him outright? Yep, so I decided to frame him for Grossberg's death. While I was wiping off the name he wrote on the card, I found part of it looked like Vinnie's scar, who would become the perfect scapegoat for my crime. And what about the rings of blood on the back? You didn't see them? No. But you must have. They were wiped off. Maybe the snow washed them off. Remember, the card was face up in the snow. Maybe that's what happened? I smell something. I smell some bullshit. I don't know if it's him, but I smell something. And that's why you made the Crump mask? Oh yes, it was easier too since I had a life model. As a result, the Crump mask didn't take too long to make. I was just trying it on. And then you showed up. You mean when me and Maya showed up in search for the witness to the crime? That was a close one. I was lucky I bought the Crump clothes beforehand and already had them on. Yeah, real lucky. Wait, why did you invite us and give us information on the crime? Ha! You thought I was gonna let you walk away? I was gonna poison your tea when I went off to make it. Poison? What? Hey Nick, I just thought, if Volper was about to poison us, my curiosity and you saved our lives. Yeah, I'm grateful. So greed and satisfying your ego were your motives? Oh please, greed and ego are such nasty words. I prefer the terms compensation and karma. Hey, what's with the atmosphere in here? I told you everything, the truth. Now Brisbane, I've kept my word, have you? Take it and get out of my sight. You fool! You just provided me with a weapon. Enigmium is malleable, remember? I can reshape it to a dagger and escape. Vulper, stop right there. No, will do, Spiky. I'm out of here. Peace out, suckers. What? Did I just... Something wrong, Vulper. Huh? I tore it? But it's just a piece of card. It's just a piece of card? So what are you gonna do? Play your way out of here? You said you had it. I do, but you're not holding it. Then where? Want it now? Your eye? You used $1 billion material to make that damn eyeball? Hey, it's mine. I can do whatever the hell I want with it. And give it to you? Ah. Ugh. And the agreement was that you could escape with the card, not the Enigmium. Ugh. But hey, thanks for the confession, sucker. It's mine. It's mine! It's mine, 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 it's mine! Guards, take him away. No, stop. Take it all back. I take it all back. I didn't do anything, really. I lied to get the Enigmium. Seriously, don't do this. Let go of me. I was just kidding. Can't you people take a joke? Stop it. No, no, fine. I will destroy you all. Well, this trial certainly took an unexpected twist. The killer from the past returns to wreak havoc in the present. Mr. Brisbane. What? I apologize for doubting your request earlier. It was certainly effective in getting Mr. Vulper to confess the truth. Bah, don't get used to it. This was personal, that's all. Sounds like Mr. Brisbane won't be as helpful next time. In any case, the trial appears to have reached its welcoming conclusion. I am so pleased to know that you are not a killer, Mr. Cicatrice. Thank you, Your Honor. I understood your suspicions. Then, this court finds the defendant, Vincenzo Cicatrice, not guilty. And with that, court is adjourned. Oh man, that was a long trial. You did it, Nick! Yeah, but without Brisbane, I wouldn't have gotten anywhere with Vulper. To think, he spilled the truth over a simple playing card. And freedom. Yeah, and freedom. Ahem. Brisbane? Say thank you, Nick. He helped us out, remember? Brisbane. What do you want? Thanks for, all your help. Bah, keep your pathetic thanks to yourself, Mr. Wrong. I didn't do it to help you. It was personal. That little weasel wasn't getting away with what he did to me. Although, I have him to thank for helping me come to my senses. Brisbane? What now? Your mentor, the man who taught you how to be a prosecutor. So you finally realized, have you? I think so. Your mentor wasn't this person by any chance, was it? Yeah. Manfred von Karma. I just knew I saw your techniques and mannerisms somewhere before. I knew you'd come to it eventually. So this is the cause of the grudge you have against me? Because I convicted your mentor and sent him to his death? Pretty sharp, aren't you? But he was a horrible person! Say that again. I assure you that you haven't heard the last of me, Mr. Wrong and his girlfriend. And I won't be so lenient come the next trial. Mate. You did it! You should have put that bugger in his place. Ugh, not you. Thank you, Detective Snow. I take it you were watching from the audience? No, via crystal ball. Yeah. But of course, we need to give credit where credit's due, eh? I don't follow. Me! If it weren't for my awesome detective skills, we'd still be in the dark about all this. Don't flatter yourself, detective. So, Brisbane, heard the news? Yes. Huh? What news? Jake used to be Brisbane's investigative partner, but since he's moving on now, I'm his replacement. Oh, congratulations. I don't know which one I should feel sorry for. Hello, everybody. Vincenzo! Vinny! Congratulations! Thank you, Miss Faye. Now, Mr. Wright... Hey, Vinny. Congratulations. Mr. Brisbane? I guess you weren't the one to blame. And I'm sorry. Ugh, none of you saw that, okay? I have to go now. See you next time, Mr. Wrong. Was that a motion from Brisbane? I knew he's a big softy all along. Indeed. Well, anyway, Mr. Wright, thank you. Aw, who am I kidding? Come here. Oh, he hugged me. And you, Maya. Oh, thanks, Vinny. Thanks, Vinny. Wow, repressed emotions much? Yes, anyway. Hey guys, why don't we go down to, why don't we all go out to dinner to celebrate? Now you're talking. I could eat a horse. Me too, figuratively speaking, of course. Sounds good, detective, but are you sure you can afford it? Me afford a meal for 4? Get real. You're not. Say, I know who can afford a meal for 4. No. No, you're really not. No. No. Lunch is on Nick, everybody. No. No! And so my first trial since the Misty Faye murder case had come to its conclusion. I could now relax knowing both murder victims, Marvin Grossberg and Titus Crump, were avenged. As such, I booked myself a room at a reclusive hotel just outside LA to get away from the stress of the courtroom. But little did I know of what was in store for me at that hotel. It would certainly be a night to remember. A real holiday from hell. And that's the end. That's the end of the episode. Credits. I'll talk about it. Okay, I'll give a review. Okay, so this case, it was pretty okay. It was pretty good. I would say it's on, like, if I were to give it like a tier assignment, I would give this case like a B, like a low B tier, high C tier. It was pretty good. I liked the story. The models and assets were like not the greatest, but they were okay. And then I would say the gameplay and the logic inclusions and the contradictions and the objections were just god awful. If the story and the characters weren't so interesting, this would be like an F tier case just because of that. But you know what? It's okay, because the story was pretty interesting, I have to say. So, you know what? It was a pretty good case. So I'm just gonna let these credits roll out, and yeah, that'll be it. Thank you guys so much for watching this. This is the first chapter done. I'm obviously going to continue playing this game, and then after that, I'm gonna start playing. Conflict of Interest after this game. And then after that, I got recommended a game in a community post I just made. Apparently it's called... Hold on, I gotta look at my comments. Ace Attorney Beyond the Shadows. So that one is a completed, complete fan game, so I'll be playing that. And yeah, I'll be playing that after Conflict of Interest and after I finish this game. So yeah. This will be to be continued in episode 2, The Haunted Turnabout. So next time, we're going to get into that case. So thank you guys for watching, and that's it.